Hey, everybody. It's your lovely Lotus Blossom Lizzie, and or the Lazy Gardener Lizzie, whichever is fine with me. I am going to be giving you all a garden tour, which I'm a little late on this video because my recording device that I use, which is my telephone, y'all busted it up. So I had to get another telephone to do the tour. Also, if you all love garden tour videos or any of the videos here on the channel, please make sure you give this video a thumbs up. You can do that now so that you won't forget, because I think people have been forgetting. I have lots of views on the channel, but not a lot of thumbs up. And y'all, if you don't love the videos, let me know and I will stop doing them. But I think you do. So just make sure you give this video a thumbs up. And if you haven't already, subscribe to the channel as well. This channel is gardening from a Zone 9B, which is my garden. And then my sister cousin has the 5B garden up in Indiana. So she'll be shooting some videos for that soon. So I hope you all will stay tuned and join us. So let's go ahead and get into the tour. Okay, I'm going to start with the front part of my garden. And here, I didn't really change much this weekend. I don't know, y'all. I looked at the last video and I did change like a lot of things, but the geranium is looking good. It's quite cool this morning on our little tour. Y'all look at this. Freaking weeds. It's like grass. I got to get the root of that out, but my comfrey looks quite nice over here, and that's because it hasn't been raining like crazy. And then also, you all, some of my finds were some of these wonderful, beautiful magnolia plants. Not magnolia, I mean marigolds. I have quite a few marigolds in here, and these were volunteers. So those are gonna grow back pretty nicely. And of course the aloe vera plants. And then over here, I didn't do anything with the Swiss chard, still the same. But I did plant some of my generational plants. I still have 2 down here. But I did plant some of those. So hopefully they will take off. But y'all, they look kind of scraggly, but they are actually in fantastic shape. And if we go over here to one of the main plants, you can actually see the bottom of it because some of the leaves fell off. But this is now 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. It's like 7 plants in here, and I only put 2 in here. There was only 2 plants in here, and it's growing like crazy, so it's looking quite beautiful as well. So I'm gonna go over to the side garden. I always call this a garden, but really it's just a few buckets with my tomatoes. And you can see I did remove one of the buckets, and I've only just trimmed these down. They're not really doing too much, so I'm not gonna sit here and ramble about them. And here in the kitchen garden, still I haven't done anything to this. And y'all, I know you're probably tired of me like just showing this over and over again. But I do this because it's a reminder to myself that I really need to get to things that are on my to-do list. So everything's the same. And I was kind of surprised because this actually has some seed pods on it. I wonder how those seed pods taste. And I'm pretty sure that is from these little, they turned out to be microgreens, but they are actually, they're mustard greens. And so I just need to clear this out and get some stuff going as well. All right, and then we have my lemon tree, and it had lots of blossoms this week. Some of the blossoms have fallen off because it's been a little, we had not really a cold snap, but it's been like in the 50s. It was quite chilly this morning. I think it's still in the 50s right now, but you can see, look at that, y'all. She's gonna get some lemons. We have a nice little cold breeze too. Isn't that absolutely beautiful? Look at that. It's gonna be a lot of lemons on here, so This tree has been doing pretty good. I did fertilize it, so it's looking quite nice. This one is the second lemon tree, and I have to give my lemon tree some names. They need names, y'all. But this one is getting some buds, so you'll see right here. I didn't think it was gonna make any lemons, but y'all look at that. We got some buddage coming on. So I don't know if it's kind of late for the buds, so you can see a bud there, but that's pretty nice. And I think these trees are doing pretty good, so that's what that one's looking like. All right, and then here we are, the main part of the garden, and y'all, it's looking pretty good over here. And I did a lot this week, and I'm gonna show you. So I don't feel like I'm no longer, air quotes, the neighbor. That neighbor. I think that, you know, it's all good now, because I did lots of cleaning up. So here are tons of aloe vera plants, y'all. I can just take a whole bunch of these babies out and replant them, but that is a very prolific plant, I must say. And then, I meant to put some water in here yesterday because it is getting some roots on my tomato plants. And this plant here, I don't know what's going on with that one. It's kind of, some of the leaves are dying off and dried up. And then over here, some more aloe vera plants and my strawberry plants, which are looking nice. The strawberry plants are very perky, in my opinion. And nothing really to see here on this trellis. And this is actually a miracle plant that y'all rescued that miracle plant. I have to deadhead that one, but that's nice. It was actually by my trash cans, so that was definitely a volunteer. And I may just plant it in this, y'all. These were there were some vinegar bottles that I spray painted, and then I just attached them to my little trellis with some zip ties. So that's like my MO. I love the zip ties in the garden. You just need to have some handy because you never know when you're gonna use them. But that's the only thing that's in here for now. And then I did a lot of consolidation, of course, some seed dropping as well. So here, I call this my sky part of the garden here. You'll see things look a lot different from last week. And if you didn't see my video from last week, you can go back and check that out. So that is the dream garden. Now what I did was in the back here, I put all of my bell pepper plants back here. And this one in particular, I don't know if that one's gonna come back. I haven't seen any little leaf buds or anything. So once I need some dirt, I'm gonna probably take that bucket. This one is starting to produce already. It's got, you know, you can see one of the bell peppers there, and of course it has some beautiful flowers coming on, and the other ones are also budding, and even this one that looks like Frankenstein is doing very well. I also planted this week, you all, I planted some zinnias, and they're all popping up in here. And this zinnia, which was a volunteer, actually opened up, and I was surprised because it's so tiny. And believe me, the seeds that came from those plants were at least 3 feet tall. So I was surprised when it opened, and when it opened, it didn't really have any color. So I don't know, that's a weird one, but it's still beautiful nonetheless. And then I planted some foxglove because I want flowers, y'all. And this is some basil Genovese. And y'all, this basil is for some old seeds. So this is a little bit of an experiment here to see if those are going to germinate. And then back here, I have 2 types of flowers in this pot. One of them is black-eyed Susans, which is coming up like crazy. I didn't come up last year when I put them in, but this year they did. And this one, yeah, I don't know the name of that flower. Let's see. That's the name of the flower that's supposed to be here. So I have a few of those that are popping up. And then here in this bucket, I put in a straight 8 straight a cucumber. And here is a sweet banana pepper, so nothing to see there also, except for the little gnome man. And here I have one yellow squash, and here I have one zucchini. Now last year I did 2 yellow squash in a container like this, and it didn't do that well. I mean, it grew, but I just didn't get the fruits that I wanted. And I think I got 1 zucchini last year, and I had 4 plants in here. So this year I decided, as an experiment, I'm only putting 1 plant in each one and see how they do. Because maybe they just had a hard time competing for light and space and, you know, food and all that stuff. So we'll see. And then over here we have the spearmint plant. Y'all, this plant, it just immediately, as soon as I started watering, it started perking up and growing. You can look at last week's video, you can see how this looked. And then I'm not sure if this is lavender or rosemary, y'all. I'm gonna probably say that in every video. I don't know. It's kind of a vining kind of plant, and I don't know if rosemary grows like that. And then here, this just needs to go because I don't know what it is. And then it has some chives back here, and it's sitting on a drawer that I got picked out of someone's trash. And I actually grew radishes last year, and I don't know if I'm gonna do radishes this year or not, but I'm gonna take those out of those buckets and put them inside there. And then over here on this side, this is the dream trellis, and I did a little bit of work here. I have some ground cherries here. Y'all made a mistake. My whole pack of ground cherries is in here, so I'm just waiting to see how many plants come up. And then I'll probably transfer them. And this is not the spot where most of these plants are gonna be. I'm just kind of put everything together for watering purposes for now, and then I'll start moving them around as needed. Cause y'all, I am maximizing space this year, and so I'm gonna be growing a lot of stuff. And because I know I can. Because last year was like, can I do this? And this year is, yeah, I can. And so here we have lettuce leaf basil, and I put 1 plant in each. I started these in my little starter parts, so you can see they're just itty bitty little pieces, especially that one. But I'm gonna see how they grow, because I think there's more than 1 plant there, so we'll see. And then here is my carrots, and I put 3 different types of carrots in here. So this is a pretty deep bucket. Y'all, these buckets, I used these last year. They're still in terrific shape, and I got them from Walmart for like $4.50. So it will cost you to put dirt in it though. I did originally, I put, I think, like some wood in the bottom, and then some leaves, and then I put all that in as fillers, and then I put the dirt in, because you go broke filling these things up. And so you'll see these are the purple dragon carrots. All the carrots look the same right now. And then this is the Danvers, and then we have some little fingers right here. The little fingers seem like they're taking the longest to come up. I did have something that was digging in the garden. I don't know what it was though. And I think it's a bird, because I saw a bird drinking from the fountain the other day. And then here is not much in here just yet, but let's look at the tomato plant. And it has some tomatoes that I'll probably be taking off today, maybe later. And you can see, look at that. Beautiful tomatoes on a scraggly looking plant. Look at that plant. It has like no leaves. Yeah, I didn't pull the leaves off of here. They just fell off. I don't know. And then this is what I have left for the starts that I started. So there's some things. This one looks like it might be kind of stuck in there. I'll have to deal with it later because I have someplace to go. But I still have a few starts in there. I did plant a melon here and also a watermelon here. And my mom had a sago palm that got mowed down by a car. And so this is a piece that I'm gonna try to save. I don't know if I can save it or not, but we're gonna give it a go. And then inside of these two guys here are some mammoth sunflowers. So I decided to put in some mammoth sunflowers like at the front of the trellises and see how they work out. And also, I don't know how they're gonna grow inside of here. Now, I didn't cover the ground, so they still have room for their roots to go down into the ground, but I don't know, we'll see. So this is a Mammoth Russian, and I think the other one is an American Giant hybrid. And I have some more that I'm gonna plant. So those are happy. And even though we had a bit of a chilly snap last night, everything is fine. And then of course that's our dirty Prince Charming, and I need to fill this up with some water. And I know I have to be careful as to how I clean this fountain, which I haven't figured out how I'm gonna do it yet, because I did see a bird drinking out of here. I was in the garden and a bird came down and started drinking, so that was pretty cool. So now, this was the sunflower garden. Well, it can still be the sunflower garden, but I don't know if I'm gonna put sunflowers in here. So as you can see, I took some time yesterday and I made a little bit of an in-ground raised bed. It's kind of a no-dig garden because I just put dirt on top. Now, if you look at the last video, you would have seen that I had this all covered up, and it did have like the potting bags up under it. I did remove those, so don't worry. So the only thing that is under that dirt is maybe a little bit of cardboard and some newspaper from last year. But everything else is dirt, and I also put in some mushroom compost as well. So I decided to go ahead and use some of the cinder blocks that I got. Y'all, I just had the urge to save those cinder blocks. Like, I didn't want to use them, but I had to tell myself, look, what are you saving those for? It took me like a year to find cinder blocks. I don't know, they stopped making them during the pandemic. It was kind of crazy, but I found some and I bought like a whole bunch. So I had some extras. So what I think I'm gonna do is plant like my bush beans, and all of those are gonna be bush beans. And I'll be doing some planting this week in here as well. And I did stick this little piece of stick in here with the shepherd's hook on it because I'm thinking ahead this year on how I can make sure everything has shade. So we'll talk about that when the time comes, because it will. Because you know what, this is Florida. I did leave a path here, and I'm just gonna kind of fix this up so I don't have to worry about all the growth down there. And this is the Eaton Trellis, and I'm telling you, everything looks different. You just have to look at the video from before. But this is my eggplant, and the blossom did fall off of this, and I got another blossom, which is right here. They're so beautiful. They look kind of like monster blossoms to me. But like I said, I'm not confident I'm gonna get anything on here. I'll probably just use the bucket that this is in for the dirt, and maybe start over on the eggplant. I don't know. And then here, even though these are markers in here, there's nothing in here just yet. They're just waiting for some start. So I had a brain, I had the bright idea to put these little containers onto the trellis itself, and then that way I would be able to grow something down here. Before, I had like beans like in pots down here, and then they grew up on here. So this time they have like their own little space, and then I can grow something up under here. Because y'all, I'm about maxing out some space this year, because even with this part of the garden here, it was very underutilized. So this year, with the maximization of space, we're going to be planting a lot more stuff. So then we have cucumbers, and these are both pickling cucumbers. And like I said, I don't know if these are gonna stay here or not, but they look quite lovely. I did these from starts. They're still alive, that's the important thing. Yeah, and here is inside of the Eaton Garden, and the last time I showed you it was just like full of garden stuff. So I removed a lot of things, and now you can kind of see the configuration that I had down here on the bottom, which now I don't think it's that necessary to have things up off the ground. It's nice though. It's easier to water things and take care of things, pull weeds and look at things when they're up off the ground. So I just took like some pieces of wood that you saw from like my gardening haul, and I put them on top of the cinder blocks, and I am going to fill these cinder blocks with dirt. They're going to get flowers and sunflowers there as well. This is my okra plant that I cut down, and this is a little bit of an experiment too. This was from last year. It was the only okra plant that was still kind of alive, so I'm gonna see what happens with that. But again, if I need that dirt, that's gonna go. I'm gonna start over again. And the rest of the buckets, they don't have anything in them. They are kind of empty. They just have dirt. And then we'll come over here. You know, these guys are a little unhappy because it was cold this morning. When I came out earlier, they weren't like this. But hopefully the sun will perk them back up, because they're like, ugh, we don't like the cold and we don't like the heat. These are cow peas, and I had one long bean that was ready for planting in here. Y'all look, in the taco truck. And then this is my volunteer cucumber, and it's looking good. It's getting true leaves already. And then I have another cucumber here. So these are actually, I think, where the cucumber is gonna live, because my idea is to have the cucumbers go up, the beans go up, and then this will be all covered and looking quite lovely. I had a morning glory on here last year, but I don't know where my morning glory seeds are, because I think I would like to do the morning glory again, even though I think I got like 3 flowers on it. And then this area was a mess last week too, and I pretty much got that almost all cleaned out. Y'all, something else that I did, because I get really good water coming down off the house when it rains. So I strategically set up buckets around the house to catch the rain, and I use that rainwater to water the plants. So I used all this water yesterday, so this bucket is totally empty. But what I did was I also went to the dollar store and I got like these cups, and I don't know how long they're gonna last for. I mean, they were $1. And I used these to kind of dip the water out of the buckets, and with the handle they just hang right on the side, so that's pretty cool. So that's a good tip to use. Collect your water. And I haven't even had to hook up my hose just yet for this season. And here is the last thing that I would like to show you, and these are 2 drawers. Again, these right here are 2 drawers that I got off the side of the road, and I used these last year as well, as you can tell, because we have the bunching onions in here, which are really digging the cold weather as well. And I put in some more bunching onions and also some lettuce in the back, so there's nothing you can see just yet. Over here I put in some sugar snap peas, and y'all have like these. I'm quite sure this is not one of the sugar snap peas, but I'm just gonna let that go for now. And then up here I did like some Utah celery, and again, see, I think these are invaders. Those invaders got to go, y'all. And down here at the bottom I put in some kohlrabi, and I think I put like 4 plants in here for the kohlrabis. I've never grown them before, had the seeds last year and didn't put them in. So this year, I'm not trying to save seeds. Last year, I was very sparing with the seeds. This year, I lost my ever-loving mind, y'all. So that's pretty much the whole garden. And I know I always say it's going to be a quick video, but it kind of never is a quick video. But please make sure you give this video a thumbs up, because what I've noticed is people are watching the videos, but they're not giving it a thumbs up, and that really helps the channel, believe me. This is coming from a girl that has quite a few channels. So I really need those thumbs up. So please give this video a thumbs up if you enjoyed it. And I'd love to know in the comments what's your favorite part of the tour. And if you don't want to see these anymore, you can tell me that too. Good, the bad, and the ugly. So with that, I'm going to go ahead and sign off here. And we'll see you on the next video. Bye.